All right, so this is our fourth planned, scheduled home birth that we are planning. And when you have a home birth, typically you have a midwife. And so our midwife has a birth supply list that she gives you when you get started. And so I've started to gather. Today is our home visit. And so I thought I would run through some of the things that we have for home birth. One thing is a hose. So I like to birth in water since I have the option to birth in water. And the hose helps, it gets water. And you want a new hose because you don't want to take one from outside and have stuff in it, you know. So we get a new hose every time. There's a required, I should have done this before. So there's a required birth kit. Every midwife is a little bit different. But this is gonna have like all the things. There's sitz baths in here. There's a footprint thing for when baby comes, you know, when they do the footprint after the baby's born. Hold on. And then there's like different like things to clamp off the cord and things for the PKU heel prick, a little suction, your bottle that you get after you have a baby, the magnificent underwear, all of that's in there. So that's what they consider the birth kit. And like I said, every midwife puts together their own birth kit, and that's what it is. And then the receiving blankets they want you to have, just so I went on the Sell It site, bought a stash of them just because when baby comes out, they want something warm and clean to have baby be able to go into. You've got your typical things like shirts, onesies, hats and socks are in here for the baby. Booties, a digital thermometer, which is actually in my kitchen yet. I had to buy a new one. We don't keep a thermometer in our house anymore. And then diapers, which are over there, wipes, that kind of thing. And then olive oil. So this was something I never knew about when I first birthed. Alex, when I'm done, I will talk to you. Please go in the kitchen and help your sister.
What?
Alex was actually our first home birth. When we first did it, they said olive oil. I'm like, does it help the baby slide out? But it actually is really good for meconium. So when baby comes out, they usually have that thick, tarry poop, and sometimes it's like, you feel like you're scrubbing it off their butt. But if you put a little olive oil on their bottom, it helps it to wipe right off. So olive oil is on that list. We have towels, like a whole bunch of towels, because we're doing a water birth, so you need extra towels, but these are to lay down at different places. There's also those, we have like the Chucks pads and stuff like that in here as well. That's part of the birthing kit. Washcloths, hand towels, just to clean things up. They're, like I said, there's a whole stack of them in here. A roll of paper towels. This makes for cleanup. 2 sets of sheets. So we have our sheets packed in here, and we have like one kind of older set of sheets and a newer set, because when the birthing process starts, and they also have you do shower curtains or a plastic sheet. And so we do shower curtains. They're a little bit cheaper than trying to find a king size sheet to go over it. But you can also put these on your couch if you are delivering in a living room or something like that. But you make up your bed, and then you put the sheets on top, or the plastic over it, and then you put another set of sheets. And of course they try not to get anything on there, but if you did, your bed is protected, and then after the birth, you have a warm place to go, because then they just strip off the shower curtains and the sheets. So hydrogen peroxide they ask for in there, because this helps to get any blood stains out. And so I think a lot of people think like, oh my gosh, why would you have a baby at home? You have to do all this cleanup afterwards. And that's not how it works either. They clean up everything for you. They just have these supplies ready here, so then they can grab them and they can go and do your laundry and all the stuff that you need done afterwards. 2 gallon size baggies are in here somewhere. Oh, yeah, and you put garbage bags in here so that they can put any of the laundry throughout the birth. They actually will they ask for a laundry basket. They'll put the laundry in here, so then it's just easy to dump into the wash. And then they clean up all the other stuff. But 2 gallon size baggies. This is for the placenta to go into, whether you're keeping it or not. We have chosen to encapsulate the placenta. No, don't use that one. And so they double bag it. You can wait till I'm done and I'll help you.
Don't sit on his bed.
And it's okay. I will help you in a second. And then tea tree oil. And this is good for putting in your peri bottle afterwards. Now, I still use my tea tree, but I also, it helps with any kind of infection. It helps heal the skin. But I highly, highly, highly recommend. We've had this for all of our home births and healing has been amazing. Clariderm. And this is something that I'll go through like oily wise what I use, but this is just like the required stuff that our midwife requires for the home birth. So, your laundry basket to put things in, trash bags to, transport everything. Food and drink for delivery. So they want you to be hydrated. So we use the Ultima. That is like a Gatorade, but healthy. Gatorade is not healthy for you. You can make your own electrolyte replacer if you want. There's different recipes if you Pinterest it or whatever. Then you like to keep bars and nuts. And it's been really different with home birth compared to a hospital birth, because when you go into a hospital, they're like prepared to do surgery if something goes wrong, so they don't want you eating in case they would have to intervene. You're not really preparing for that with a home birth. So they obviously want you to eat healthy foods like honey. They recommend that because it's going to give you some of that sugar and it's going to help with your energy levels. So you keep that. You always have a meal in your freezer so you can put it in the crock pot. And then one of the things on the list that was always funny is a little crock pot. So we have like a crock pot we use for cheeses. Like cheese dips and things like that, and we have that in here as well because that is where they can put warm washcloths to help to like soften the perineum. If you don't deliver in water, they recommend you do ginger packs because the ginger packs help the healing process. So you get fresh ginger, you grate them up, put them in cheesecloth, throw them in the freezer, and then during delivery, they'll put them in the crock pot and they warm them up, and they are able to put those warm compresses on there.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, hi. You can get a tarp or whatever to put under your pool, but we have a birth pool. The midwife will be bringing that today. And then you can put a tarp underneath it to protect your floor or your carpets. We just my husband has like the 3 mil plastic because we've used it for different home construction. So he just cuts a big chunk of that off and that goes in here as well.
Mom.
Hold on. One thing that I think everybody's like, fishing net, that's to scoop anything. When you're pushing, things sometimes come out, and so that gets any particles, anything out of the water when you're birthing in water. So you get to get a little fish net. The adapter, we have that already hooked up in the bathroom. There's an adapter so that we can go straight from our bathroom sink into the pool and have the water running. Or you can do it at your kitchen sink. And then a stock pot, which we don't put it in here because we keep it in the kitchen, but that's just to heat up water in case the water temperature gets cooler, then they can add more hot water to it. So that's what we have in our totes right now. Oh, and then pads. One thing I am going to be doing a video on is how to make these pads into popsicle pads. And those are amazing for like the first week after birth. They work amazing for helping everything heal. It gives you just that little bit of cooling, especially if you can't get into the bath as frequently as you like. That helps you heal down there. So I'll do a video on that. But that's what's in our Charlotte, wait. That's what's in our birthing totes. So the midwife will come today. We're gonna go through these totes to make sure everything's in here, and then she knows where they are. We keep them in our bedroom. We keep this folder in there in case there would be an issue. It has all of my information in it for like transferring to a hospital if we would need to. There's also my birthing clothes. So I have like a bathrobe. I have a yoga skirt in here because that gives me, watch out, the ability to be checked and stuff with, and like have a little bit of freedom. So those are some of the things. And then I have like, I'm actually gonna go buy a new nursing tank top. A couple other things that I'll just add is that we've been using clary sage and gentle birth. It's an herbal tincture to help prep the body for delivery, and then gentle baby because it's really good for your skin. So hope you found that helpful.